Alright, chat. There we go. Have your capital in the Anjou province. And I am definitely not going to fucking unpause. Because fuck that. I don't want to lose all my fucking shit in the new world. I love this shit in the new world. And it has been very painful to fight France for that fucking province. And I still don't get the joke about the achievement, honestly. Maybe it has something to do with it in French. I don't know, and I don't care. But all I'm
Oh,
saying,
why is it called Quiz Pro Quo?
yeah,
Because it's called Quid Pro Quo.
I know it's quid pro quo, but like, what? How is that has to do with Anjou? So, how does that relate to having a capital in Anjou? It has to do with something with French, right? Maybe.
Maybe.
Because, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not retarded. I'm not illiterate. In English, it makes no sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, man, New World is so overpowered. It's kind of funny, like, we are 60 over force limit, which means we're paying what? 55 over force limit, and we just don't give a shit. What do you think about that? What do you think
Sounds like
about
you didn't
that?
go over force limit enough.
What?
You should have gone over your force limit even more. Those
To
are
be
rookie numbers.
fair, I don't think it would help fighting France, though. It wasn't the quantity that mattered in that war, right? It was the actual, like, the battles that decided it. But so, yeah, with 1,000 development or so, we get 400 ducats a month income. That's just fucking insane. I really just think that, like, if you have Mexico and Caribbeans, then you are probably the richest person in on Earth. You know,
Yeah.
probably better than Malaya or India. Actually, I mean, you have to remember the thing is that the development here is low, but they give a shitload of money, right? Like,
Because they have a lot of good trade goods and
yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
gold.
But whereas in India or Malaya, Spice Islands or whatever, you actually need to pay a lot of coring admin to core that stuff because they actually have high dev. Like, I mean, not really high, but it's high enough that it's still a substantial expenses for your points for the same amount of money that you actually end up making. I mean, it helps that we have trade and economics, but that's more for policy purposes, right? We
Mm-hmm.
never expected to make that much money.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chad, I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you guys, man. Like, the thing with the first three ideas set is that religious give you the stability of humanist, right? And which we do because we're Mayan. We converted all this to Mayan. We have Scotland as Mayan. We have this as Mayan, and we have a really high tolerance of true faith, apparently. And yeah, and so with that, you get some really good policies with trade and quantity in the beginning, namely missionary string plus one could produce 10% with trade. I think they added it later. I think could produce 10% didn't really wasn't even in there in the past. And then we have quantity ideas for 10% morale, and then trade quantity gives you another 20% good produced. So that's 30% good produced modifier, and yeah, that's 10%, 30% good produced modifier, and the a bit of conversion strength. And then with economic quality, you get 5% discipline, and economics or is it no, religious quality gives you another 5% morale and 10% siege ability, essentially giving you the defensive ideas morales and the offensive idea siege ability, which is fantastic without having to take these two idea set for them. But still, fucking France is France, isn't it? I mean, to
Yes.
be fair, Troll with 5% discipline and 15% morale from economics quality and religious quality, that's actually more or less equal to France. I think we can put it that way.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but still, like them taking defensive doesn't help. It just offset the defensive. It doesn't offset the Elon. Oh well, we did it anyway. So there's that. All right. You know what the funny thing is? I actually wonder if the timeline is gonna be broken because we shouldn't be able to. Okay, it seems to work. So we started here in the Mississippis, and we were native, and we bought our free technologies. So oh yeah, it was broken.
Yep.
It counts the tribal lands. Wait, it think oh dude, it counts the tribal land, right? And we lost these, but then somehow because we own them now, I think it just counts as ours.
Yeah, it doesn't understand.
Yeah, like I said, the Paradox like to charge you for broken features. Well, the thing is, yeah, Mayan is faster in some ways now than Nahua because you only need to lose a few provinces than half of it. But wait a second, Portugal came early. Look at this. Colonial nation already
Yeah.
forming at 1500.
Yep.
Portugal came early.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in my test, it looked like they did get around there at that time. Like I saw
Yeah, but
them
they attacked me
colonizing.
before like 15. They attacked me around 1500,
Hmm.
like around 1510 maybe. Actually, yeah, maybe we can see it here. Yeah, like here they attacked me around 1510, and they didn't even have colonies on like boots on the ground at the time. But yeah, we reform off of them because we're Mayan and we get all the free technologies, so we can stay at 115 instead of tacking up ourselves. So I mean, actually, I can't imagine how much this campaign would take, how much longer this campaign would take if I didn't do that. You know why? Because imagine if we actually do it as a native in North America, right?
Hmm.
Then we have to catch up in tech. Even that's assuming that we survive the encounter with the Europeans, right? So we have to um catch up in tech, right? We have to catch up in ideas because we have none of it, right? And we also have to catch up in institution, probably, right? So doing that means that we probably won't have enough points to even fill ideas completely until like 1700. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Remember, the
you
only
get all
reason
the
why I went
institutions
what?
in the AI.
Say again?
You should get all the Oh wait, no.
You get
No, yeah. You do get all the institutions
well at
from the
that
AI when you
time, but
reform.
then for printing press you won't.
Sure.
And then the thing is with global trade and in manufactories, that's assuming you have a good amount of provinces for those. And that's what I'm saying. As a native, you don't or you're not big enough for that too, right? So essentially,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, you need to take all of Mexico, you need to take all of Caribbeans after you catch up in tech. By then, the colonial nation would probably be super strong, right?
Decently so, yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm not saying it's you're not going to be able to do it. I'm saying that it's going to take for much longer because like you have to catch up in tech and you have to catch up in, well, tech is first thing. You have to catch up in development, which means coring stuff, right? Remember, I was admin in Deplo Tech 1 when Europeans arrived. Every admin I had was when in the coring and making states, right? So that would be substantial when you scroll from the Great Plains with like 120, 100 development into like QuizQuiz, which is like 500 in Mexico, right? That's a substantial difference. And also remember, money brings you more points, right?
Yes.
So Mexico has gold. This plot don't. Mexico has much better trade goods than the Great Plains. Like look at this fur and all this naval supplies are not bullshit, right? So Mexico. Oh, by the way, your money, if the buildings you build will get destroyed when you report.
Mm,
But as Mayan,
yes.
you don't.
Because you don't have the native
Yeah,
buildings.
because you get the
Yeah.
standard buildings. So that's another thing. I mean, that like I was just saying, if you get Mexico, you get money. You get money, you get points, which jumpstart your everything faster. You can hire high level advisors. If you are starting here, you can't. You just can't. Your economy is terrible, right?
Yeah.
Mexico is just a much better choice and much better region. And then you got a straight shot into Caribbeans, and you get the trade money too, right? So like Mexico, if I didn't do it, I can't imagine how long it would take for this achievement. Probably like another 50, 100 years. Like the thing is, I can't imagine filling out all the idea groups at one like anytime soon as well.
Yes.
So there's that. But anyway, we have done it, chat. So I guess that's it for this run.